What's up guys, Joel from Modafinil Expert coming at you with the newest installment in our Modafinil FAQ series. Topic for today, how to potentiate modafinil, or what you can do to take your modafinil experience to a whole new level. As you can see here, got my nice big mug of coffee. These days, on days that I take modafinil, I don't even bother doing it if I'm not going to have my coffee nearby. I always have my coffee nearby for a very good reason. Coffee plus modafinil is very different from just taking modafinil by itself. For those of you who don't know, when you take any stimulant along with modafinil, it potentiates it. That's not true for just coffee. It's true for just about anything. Pre-workout formulas, over-the-counter prescription medications, amphetamines, whatever. Generally, I advise if you're gonna take it, do not take it. Right here. This is the pre-workout formula I use when I go to the gym. I'd say on days that you take modafinil, don't even bother messing with anything powerful like this. Coffee is more than good enough. It'll get the job done. Next up on our list, we have grapefruit juice. Now, the brand you get doesn't really matter. What's important is that you're getting 100% grapefruit juice. You don't want to get these fruit juices they have nowadays with all this extra sugar and bullshit in it. You can pick it up at your local grocery store. Just make sure it's 100% grapefruit juice. That's all that matters. So I began drinking grapefruit juice about a month ago with modafinil, and the way it works is actually a little bit different from the coffee. The coffee actually makes the modafinil stronger. Like you feel more alert, you feel more focused, you feel more of kind of like a head rush. But this, it doesn't necessarily make it stronger, but rather what it does is it makes it last a little bit longer. And modafinil by itself has a very long half-life by itself, so if you don't want it to last super long, then you won't necessarily have to drink grapefruit juice. I prefer to do it anyways because I feel it makes a little bit of a difference for me. You do have to drink quite a bit though. I go for anywhere from 2 to 4 cups a day, spread out throughout the day. Our body contains an enzyme called CYP3A4, kind of a long name, I have it written down here. Basically what this enzyme does is it breaks down toxins and drugs that we ingest in our bodies. It's true for caffeine, it's true for just about any other drug you take. What grapefruit juice does is it inhibits that enzyme. So any compound you take, whether it be caffeine, not any compound, but there's a long list of them. Caffeine's one of them. Modafinil is certainly one of them. It inhibits the breakdown of the molecule, so it lasts for longer in your system. Now again, modafinil has a very long half-life, upwards of 12 to 16 hours. So if you're taking modafinil later in the day, I would advise against drinking grapefruit juice. I like to dose early in the morning, 5 or 6 a.m., so it's not really a problem for me. Now the third thing on our list, good old-fashioned water. You're never going to hear me say this enough. When you're taking modafinil, whether it's with caffeine or without caffeine, you have got to drink a ton of water. And the reason for this is twofold. Number one, it dehydrates you. It takes water out of your system very quickly. And if you don't drink the water, you're going to be dehydrated, you're going to feel nauseous. And the second reason is when you are hydrated, when you're drinking a lot of water, for me personally, I feel that my head feels clearer. I don't know if that's just placebo or just the fact that I'm not dehydrated, but water is important. So I'd say go for anywhere from 1 to 2 gallons a day. The easiest way to do that is to have a water bottle like this one. Carry it with you everywhere you go. Just sip on it intermittently. One last note before I wrap this video up, one thing I forgot to mention is caffeine pills. I personally don't use caffeine pills that often. I just prefer to drink coffee. And the reason for that is this. When you take caffeine pills, now these normally come dosed anywhere from 50 milligrams to 100 to 200 milligrams. When you take the pill, you can't gradually increase your caffeine intake in the same way that you can with coffee. And this goes back to the problem of overshooting. If you take too much caffeine at once and you end up being too jittery, all the stimulant side effects that come along with taking too much of a stimulant, caffeine plus modafinil, all of those side effects start to kick in. You feel jittery, you feel anxious, it's not pleasant. When you're taking the pills, after you swallow the pill, it's in your system, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. When you're sipping on coffee and you feel, the negative side effects start to kick in, you can kind of calm down and taper down your dosage gradually, whereas you can't do that with the pills. So that's my 2 cents. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment, like and subscribe to the video. And if you want to learn more, I have a lot more posts up at modafinilexpert.com. Be sure to check that out. Peace out.